With the holidays right around the corner, it's time for me to start planning all the festive meals and treats for the season. Frozen Washington red raspberries are the ultimate holiday shortcut to flavor, as they are picked at peak ripeness and frozen within hours to lock in their bright, sweet tart taste. I love raspberries in my desserts, and boy does this cran raspberry pecan tart sound delicious. Grown by passionate farmers in Washington state, they're frozen with care to ensure top quality and food safety, and it always feels good to support local American farmers. And here's the best part. They're always in season. When you buy American-grown frozen raspberries, you're getting fresh off the field flavor all year long. You can find them at Costco, Kroger, Meijer, and Winco Foods. Make sure to look for product in the U.S. on the bag. Check out True Fruit Mars Hyper Chilled Chocolate-Covered Raspberries and Smucker's Raspberry Jam. Want to learn more details on where to find American frozen red raspberries plus recipe ideas and cooking tips? Head to redraz.org. That's redrazz.org. You'll find participating retailers as an inspiration for every meal, plus info on how these berries go from farm to freezer with quality you can taste.
All right, fellow romantasy lovers, I've been waiting to talk about this one because it completely took my weekend. The epic romantasy finale, Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Roerick, is finally here. And if you're into anything Book Talk is raving about right now, you need this. This is the fourth and final book in the Legacy series, a dark romantasy packed with fae, dragons, shifters, vampires, witches, meddling gods, you name it. And what I love about this world is that it's not your typical medieval fantasy backdrop. Think high fantasy meets modern tech. Magic everywhere, but people are still texting, driving, dating, using computers. It gives big Crescent City vibes in the best way. And honestly, I got so pulled into the emotional roller coaster. The heroine is dealing with depression and anxiety, and the way the story handles her mental health made the stakes feel so real. Plus, the tropes. Fated mates, morally gray chaos, one bed, touch her and die. It's basically a Book Talk bingo card of everything we love. Now, if you haven't read the series yet, this is the series finale, so don't start here. But the good news, all 4 books are out now, and they make such a great gift for that friend who is constantly reading romantasy and keeping up with every online book trend. Dawn of Chaos and Fury is on sale now, available for the first time as a Kensington trade paperback and ebook. So grab your copy and dive into the chaos. You can find Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Roerick wherever books are sold in print and in ebook. Hi, I'm Yui Shu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Julie's not kept hostage anywhere. She's just traveling.
Live from New York over here.
It's like something just about the background makes it
setup.
Seem like you're in a hostage situation.
It looks like I'm in a basement, but I'm really not. It's just like the weird angle that I have going on here. But I was like, I might as well go into a bedroom where there's carpet so it sounds as good as possible for all the people listening. I don't have my normal mic, so I apologize in advance, but hopefully I sound okay. I'm also super sick, so really showing up in a good place right now. But I'm here because we can't not answer people's questions. This is how devoted we are.
Wow, she is committed, y'all.
I'm committed.
She is committed.
So this is kind of a switch of topics, but I don't know why. Like, I just saw this on TikTok and I was like, I need to tell you about it. It was one of the funnier things I've ever seen related to dating content. So it's this girl, and she was talking to this guy, and he was outside her house, and it was that moment, had a really good time. He asked to come in, and she was kind of no, it was fun, but it's a school night or whatever. We'll see each other soon. So he's okay, really respectful and nice. And totally understands. And then she closes the door, and he just goes off. He's just
I saw this too.
Did you see this? And he's
yes.
Fucking asshole,
bitch.
I paid for your meal, all this stuff.
Yes.
He's literally flipping off the camera, and then she has her Ring camera on, so she watched every single piece of that go down. I'm that is epic, so epic.
It's so terrible. It is so terrible that what was he thinking? to do that right after she closed the door. Like, go in your car and do that. Or like,
Right.
go home and do that. But
He
was
wasn't
so
thinking.
pissed.
He wasn't thinking.
He
Yeah.
wasn't
But it was
thinking.
just like, oh, wow. Like someone's true colors just came out.
I saw something similar. It was like a text message. It was after a date, and the guy's like, I had a really nice time. I hope to see you again for a second date. But if you don't want to see me again for a second date, please Venmo me $36 for your meal.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I hate the
Here's
Venmo.
my Venmo.
I had someone do that to me once. I was just like, fuck you. Seriously. Like if we just split it there, it wouldn't have been a big deal to me.
No.
But it's the after effect of like,
Yes.
this isn't going to be more, therefore you need to Venmo me half. Like that to me is really messed up.
And I'm sorry, even if I wanted to go on a second date with this guy, if I got that text,
No.
game over.
Definitely.
We're not doing that. So bad.
I just remember like when Ring cameras first came out, I was like leaving my friend's like New Year's party and I was kind of messed up. And she like caught it all on camera and then just like sent me the footage the next day. So I think it's really funny when like, you know, like I mean, today I feel like Ring cameras are like so like common. So more people than not probably even have that footage that they're just like catching people doing weird shit after they leave.
But when was the last time you had a date walk you back to your door?
It's like probably
like door.
They've probably been on like a couple dates at that point, I feel like. Because I do feel like, I don't know, for me at least, I don't want to speak for everyone. Everyone's different. Like, I feel like it's probably like a couple dates in where it could be something, but it also isn't fully there, clearly. I mean, clearly this guy's expectations was that it was going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, though. Maybe there are people on a first date that do have, I mean, there's some like chivalry with it, but it's also creepy because you know who these people are. And do you want them knowing your address and where you live? But I think back in the day, that was very common.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, your date picks you up at your door.
Yeah.
And then they drop you off at your door. I can't remember the last time someone picked me up or dropped me off at my door.
So I had this guy, and I had very mixed opinions on this, and I'll get your take on it. Like, he basically, like, sent an Uber, but, like, he was in the Uber. Yeah. So, like, he lived, like, across the city. And he would, like, the Uber was probably, like, at least, like, $30 because he lived pretty far. And he would take the Uber to pick me up door to door. But then when we went out, he would always, like, ask to split everything. And I don't know why, to me, it was just, like, such a turnoff. And I don't know what it was. Because it's, like, clearly it was a nice gesture. And, like, all things aside, like, there's nothing wrong with what he did to me. And, like, I also don't have, like, a fundamental problem with splitting. But I think what really bothered me was not just, like, the splitting, that it felt so illogical to me. Because I'm like, I'm literally meeting you halfway to where we're going. Like, let's just meet there, save the Uber fare, and then, like, pay for the dinner, like, treat me. And then I'll feel better all in all. It'll be the same money to you.
I think it's where his choices in what he's covering and what he's not covering. That's odd to me.
We spent like $50 taking an Uber to, oh my God, I remember this, to a movie theater in Daly City for anyone in San Francisco because the movie we wanted to see wasn't playing, but it was literally playing the next night, like in San Francisco at multiple theaters. But he was like, oh, we're going Thursday. Well, let's go to Daly City. So I assumed he would drive because I was like, oh, okay. Maybe it's not that big a deal to go there. We took a effing Uber to Daly City to see a movie.
But then had you split the movie and
then at the movie it was like, I think I offered to pay for the tickets because I felt so bad, but I was also like, why are we doing this? Like, this just seems so illogical to me. Literally the next night we could have walked down the street to the movie theater.
Or I'd much rather you just get my Uber. Call me an Uber to meet you. Like, don't come all the way to me in an Uber. We need this guy on our podcast. We need to figure out what's going on.
I don't know if we need him. He was this is the same guy. Okay. This is a tangent that I did not know we were taking on this brunch talk. Love it. This also pissed me off about this guy. So it was clearly just like not a fit for many reasons. And I also just like wasn't super attracted to him. And I remember like we went on a date. We did hook up, so it's not like nothing happened. We went on another date, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give it one more chance. Because, like, he was, like, a good on paper guy. He had, like, a lot, like, going for him in terms of, like, career and stuff that, you know, got me back then. So we went on one more date, and I'm like, okay, can I do it? Like, can I be attracted to this guy? We're sitting at this dinner, and I'm like, I just can't. So I was in school at the time. Like, I was in like graphic design school, and I was like, oh, I have to like go back because I have this project due. And he was like going to Europe for like 3 weeks for like some trip that he was doing. So he's like, but it's like, we're not going to see each other for 3 weeks and like this whole thing. And I was like, no, I have to do this project. I mean, it's basically to get out of it. Clearly, if I was into this person, I would have,
Right.
The project wasn't even due. Anyways, so I was like, okay, this is going to naturally fade, right? Because this guy's going away for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 weeks, don't hear from him at all. Another 2 weeks, don't hear from him. So I was like, okay, like this is just going to fade out because I'm not reaching out. He's not reaching out. He texts me like probably 5 weeks like later. He's like, we need to talk. And I was like, what? Yeah, he like texts me like on a Saturday night, and I was just like, I can't like deal with this right now. So the next day he's like, can we talk? And I was like, is this guy gonna like tell me he has like an STD? But I'm like what does he like need to talk to me about? And I was like, okay, well I'm in like this like the like Whole Foods, let me call you. And he's like, can you go somewhere private? And I was just like, what is this guy gonna tell me? So I eventually call him, and he's just like, yeah, I just don't think I'm in a place to be in a relationship right now.
You're like, who?
I was like, why was that necessary? Because I said something first when he called. I was like, oh, like, how's your trip? Just making small talk. He's like, no, first, let me discuss this. It like goes into it.
Oh my God. It was weighing on him.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't care like at all. And then like after that was over, he's like, oh, that went a lot better than I expected. I'm like, okay. And he's like, so do you want to hear about my trip? Just like, I guess.
Like,
so I stayed on the phone with him for like another 10 minutes, and I'm just like, okay, I need to go.
You're like, no, I'm so heartbroken right now. I can't sit through this. Bye. Call me never. Yeah. No, that's just strange. I think that people make some strange decisions.
Like, to me, that's just like, I need to get the last word. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
But this is the same guy. So now I'm like, I think it's just him. There's something
He's just
off
not logical.
About his, yeah, not logical at all.
I'd love it if he was listening.
I know. Like, are you thinking, I just feel like maybe for those 5 weeks, he was building up the story like, oh my gosh, maybe we're not a good fit, but like, but we've been dating and, he probably had this really dramatic story built up. And he's like, I really got to talk to her. I really got to end this before it backfires.
We did date for like a couple months. Like it was never serious, but I remember it was like around my 30th birthday. And I remember being like, should I invite him? I don't really want him there. But he kept like asking what I was doing. And it was just like, I think DATEABLE, Julie, we did not do DATEABLE back then. I would have closed the door. I would have been honest. I think back then I was immature. I didn't really know how to handle it. So to me, it was easier just to let it fade away. In retrospect, he didn't do anything wrong. I think the approach and the dramatic aspect of it was a little much.
Yeah.
But
also timing. Yeah. Like 5 weeks.
Yeah, like, do you need to do a phone call at that point? Like, I feel like you could just be like, hey, like, we both haven't reached out. Like, this is just me. This isn't the right fit,
Yeah.
It's been great getting to know you. Best of luck.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Best
does
of luck.
That need a phone call that you're like, you need to be in private to discuss this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this guy going to tell me?
That would be so jarring. That would be so jarring. If this were flipped, the guy would be like, is she pregnant?
Yes, that's what I was like thinking.
Dire.
I was like, it can't be because it's like physically not possible. But I was like, that was what was going on in my head.
Yeah, does he have an STD? Does he, have a disease, another kind of disease?
Yeah.
Well, you dodged a bullet. He saved you.
I would die if he calls in. He's like, yeah, I'm still listening to this podcast. I do remember his name fully. Anyways, we're going to move on. You know how there's some people that you date that you're like, I don't remember their name at all. But there's some people you're like, first and last name, I got it. I remember this guy.
I want to dive into this even more, but before we do, let's take a quick break to hear from our partners.
As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. And Quince delivers layers that last: sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting effortless. And Quince has it all, from $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season, perfect for gifting or upgrading your own wardrobe. Now, I know I live in warm Southern California, but I do love wearing cashmere, and the Quince short sleeve cashmere sweaters are my go-to. They're just the perfect layering piece, and they truly elevate every outfit. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last. From Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/dateable for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DATEABLE. What's the one thing about your health you wish someone had told you years ago? Well, for me, it's how important the gut is. Truly, the gut is the foundation of overall health and vitality. It's not just about digestion. The gut affects everything from your energy levels and mood to weight management and even longevity. And while most gut supplements contain probiotics or probiotics and prebiotics at best, Bioma contains all three essential ingredients your gut needs. Visit gobioma.com/dateable today. That includes prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. Each ingredient is science-backed and third-party tested. Just take 2 capsules before breakfast and take the guesswork out of feeling your best. Visit gobioma.com/dateable today for an extra 15% off your order. That's gobioma.com/dateable and get an extra 15% off. Imagine having a dating coach in your pocket 24/7 and a daily guide so you're never lost. That's exactly why we partnered with Studio.com to create the Finding Your Person coaching app. Now, we were blown away by their AI technology that creates a completely customizable experience based on exactly what you're going through. After 10 years of doing Dateable, we kept hearing the same thing. I wish I had support in the moment when I'm actually dealing with this stuff. So we finally created it. And honestly, we've been so excited about this launch because it brings together the tech we've always wanted, everything we've learned from talking to thousands of daters, and the core content from our most popular course, Finding Your Person, the one that sells out every single time. And inside the app, you'll follow a personalized journey designed to help you get clear on what you want, build real confidence, and break the patterns that keep tripping you up. You'll get quick audio lessons, guided reflections, and simple real-world challenges that make dating feel intentional without the pressure. And there's even AI-powered audio journaling for real-time feedback and encouragement, a coach you can talk to, and insights to identify patterns and growth. Give it a few months and you'll see the difference. Less spiraling, more clarity, and a dating approach that actually feels hopeful and grounded. It's like having a wise, honest coach at your disposal. If you're ready for support that actually sticks and transforms, go to studio.com/dateable and start your journey with the Finding Your Person coaching app today.
Okay, I did want to talk about one thing that came up in our Facebook group. So we had a post in our Facebook group, and I'm curious your opinion, Yue, because there was a lot of differing opinions. So one of our group members shared that they had asked someone that they were talking to on a dating app, "Are you a happy person?" And when, like, this is through a dating app conversation. And then the woman on the receiving end was very perplexed. And she said, "That's an odd question. No one has ever asked me that." Within a minute, she ended the chat by blocking me. And he was like, "Did I say something wrong?" What's your take if you got that text?
I think it's an odd question. Personally, I think it's an odd question, even if my friends asked me that. But what's the community saying? What are they divided
There
on?
was, I think a lot of people were saying that. I mean, people were saying that like sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. We're complex human beings.
Yeah.
And it just might be like the day. Some people thought it felt like it was kind of like you're like trying to like weed people out that aren't happy. Some people thought it wasn't necessarily
like a trick question.
Yeah, like some people thought like it wasn't maybe like inclusive of people that had mental health challenges. Other people said like there's nothing wrong with it. Like an old version of me would have been like reluctant, but the new version that wanted to go deep would be down. So I think it depended on who it was too. I think another person like asked like, when was this posed? Was this like, in the first like questions, or had you met in person yet? And it was like through Messenger. I think the context, I think it would be a little jarring to just get that like in a text message, like, where do you live?
Yeah, with
What's
no
your
context.
occupation? Are you happy?
Are you happy?
Like,
yeah.
So I think that piece, like, I think it could, if it was like worked in more naturally in a conversation, and people were like, okay, can you reframe it to be like, what is a moment that made you happy? Or like, what does happiness mean to you? And I think that little reframe actually could be a lot. I do think there is something that's like, are you happy? It almost feels like a test. Like if I don't answer yes, like then you don't want to date me. And I think like that part I would feel like turned off. I don't know if I would like immediately block the person. Like that feels like an extreme reaction also.
I agree. I wouldn't block the person, but I'd be curious.
Why
are you asking the question?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean by that question? And what are you hoping to glean from my answer to that question?
Yeah, and someone said too, like they recognize that like dating app convos are awkward, and like they wouldn't necessarily draw like too much. But that's what I would do. I'd ask follow-ups. I think my initial instinct would be a little like, kind of caught off guard. But I don't know if I would be like, they are done because they asked that question.
Yeah. And I might even say that. I think it's an odd question. Why are you asking?
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah. What's your end goal in asking that question? And I really would be curious. Legitimately, I want to know.
And I don't want our listener that like actually wrote this to feel bad, because I do think like their intention was probably in the right place. It was more just like the delivery. And I think that's actually the reality with most things. Like you could say the same thing, but in slightly different ways. And it has a very different meaning to it. So I think that's like an important thing to know.
I mean, the thing is, we always say, we've been saying this for so long, like you got to be different on dating apps to like break the mold of what most people ask. So I actually commend this person for asking something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. And as someone, Vanessa Van Edwards, someone we've had on our show, she's like blowing up right now. She's all about reading human connection and how to breed human connection. She talks about how we need to break the pattern of how we communicate with people. Otherwise, we just default. For example, if someone asks you, how are you? Our default answer is always good. So her take is like, answer with some random answer so that it breaks someone out of that default way of thinking, and then they're paying attention. Like she says, I just say a number, like, how are you? And she goes 7. And then
that would be so awkward, though.
It would be so awkward, right? But I guess like in this context, I would say I commend you for breaking the mold and for getting people out of default thinking, but you have to almost follow that up with a reason so that people know why you're asking the question and not just asking for the sake of asking a different question.
Can you imagine if it's like, how are you? And you're like, 8. That would be so weird.
No, but it would stop someone in their tracks and ask you, what does that mean?
But you'd
and
also
then maybe
be like, what the F?
What the heck? Yeah. What is that? What is that about?
Especially on a dating app, if that was said.
Right. Yeah. But if someone blocks you because of you saying something that is out of the ordinary, then that's on them. I think it's like, okay, that person obviously is not ready to accept this or to see this new way of conversing. So let them go on their way. It doesn't say much about you. I think it says a lot more about them.
Yeah. Or they were like offended by it for some reason because maybe they were struggling with something. I agree. It's still not like your fault, but I do think like maybe it's a good reminder of like, we don't really know what people are going through on the other side. So like having these things that feel like they're, I don't know, like they need more context maybe, or like questions that you would ask if you actually knew someone. I think like if you ask your best friend, like, are you happy? That's very different than like going up to a stranger and being like, are you happy? And it's the same question. It's just in a different context because you don't know that person.
I agree with you. I definitely think that. But as a person who is offended by a question like that, it's also on me to explain that. Right? Because like by me just blocking you, that actually doesn't give you any more information. You don't know that I was offended.
I mean, the whole exchange. Whole exchange.
Both people need to give more context. That's just have a conversation.
Yeah. I do think the shortcutting though, like this, it feels a little date review to me of like, are you happy? Check. Okay, let's go on a date. I do
Yeah.
think like that piece of like asking questions that are more interview style, it just never lands well. It's so
Yeah.
much better to like go out and see their temperament. And the reality is, are you going to know? Like, I don't know. I also feel like that, are you happy? Like, there are days that I'm really happy. There's days I'm not happy at all. Does that make you like an incapable partner? I don't think so. Like, I don't think you need to be
Yeah, it's
happy
a strange question.
24/7 to be a good partner to someone.
It's a strange question. I would rather ask what makes you happy.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were really excited about something? That gives me more information. But are you generally a happy person? I don't know. That doesn't give me any information.
Are you on a lot of meds? I don't know. Like, what does that even mean?
Are you fucked up?
Yeah, like,
are you generally a fucked up person?
yeah.
I'd rather get that answer or that question.
That's what you're going to get. Just go
Yeah.
to the root. If you're going to get blocked anyways, just go all
Yeah.
out.
How fucked up are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. You stand out for sure.
I would die. That'd be funny. I'd be like, it would. You could actually like run with that. It could be
I
actually
think
very
so.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just I want you to take a survey.
Yeah.
Scale 1 to 10.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we were able to discuss that. I think it's always fun to like hear some of these anecdotes, and it's just wild misinterpretations, and especially when things are in written form on dating apps, text messages, whatever. There's just so many ways you can interpret the situation.
Seriously. Thanks for that question. You can send in your dating questions by emailing us, hello@dateablepodcast.com. You can DM us on Instagram @dateablepodcast. You can comment here on YouTube if you're watching right now. Or best yet is if you give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can post something. Give us 5 stars. And in the body of your review, you can ask a question there. And then we'll bump it up to the top of the list and make sure your question gets answered ASAP.
See you next week.
Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.